Have you ever known the English words in your head, but the moment someone speaks to you, your mind suddenly goes completely blank?
You understand the question, you know you've studied English, maybe you've even practiced the answer before, but when it's your turn to speak, nothing comes out.
And then 5 minutes later you think, wait, I knew exactly what I wanted to say.
That feeling is so frustrating. But today, we're going to talk about how to speak English without freezing and how to keep a conversation moving even when you feel nervous or can't find the perfect words.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Leo. Let's begin.
All right, Leo, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Have you ever frozen while speaking another language?
Oh, definitely. And I remember one situation very clearly because it was incredibly embarrassing at the time.
Now I need to hear this story.
Well, I was traveling and I went into a small coffee shop. I had practiced what I wanted to order before I walked inside.
You practiced your coffee order?
Of course, I was prepared, Anna. I had a complete plan.
Fair enough. What was the plan?
I was going to walk to the counter, smile confidently, order a coffee and a sandwich, pay, and sit down.
Sounds simple.
That's what I thought. So I walked in, and the person behind the counter said something I wasn't expecting.
What did they say?
They asked me a very simple question about the sandwich. I don't even remember the exact question now, but it wasn't part of my imaginary conversation.
Ah, I see. You had prepared a script in your head.
Right, and suddenly the other person changed the script.
How dare they?
I know, very inconsiderate.
So what happened?
I just stared at them.
You said nothing?
Nothing. My brain was searching for words, but it felt like someone had turned off the lights in there.
I think a lot of English learners know that feeling.
Absolutely, and here's the strange part. I understood most of what the person said. My problem wasn't really understanding English.
Your problem was responding quickly.
That's it. I felt pressure to answer immediately, and because I couldn't create a perfect sentence in 2 seconds, I froze.
That's such an important point. Sometimes learners think, I froze because my English is terrible.
But that isn't always true.
Not at all. You may freeze because you're nervous. You may freeze because you weren't expecting the question. Or maybe you're trying to build a perfect sentence before you open your mouth.
That last one was definitely my problem.
You wanted the perfect answer?
I wanted perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, and the perfect vocabulary.
All while ordering a sandwich.
Apparently, I thought the coffee shop employee was giving me an English exam.
That's funny, but it's also very realistic. Many learners feel like they're being tested every time they speak English.
Even during normal conversations.
Especially during normal conversations. Someone asks, how was your weekend? And suddenly your brain says, this is the most important English question of your life. Do not make a mistake.
And then you answer, good.
Exactly.
Even though you went to a concert, met an old friend, tried a new restaurant, and had an amazing weekend.
Your brain has 20 interesting things to say, but your mouth says, good.
So how do we change that?
I think the first thing is to understand that a conversation is not an exam.
That sounds simple, but changing that mindset can be difficult.
It can, so let's make it practical. Leo, ask me a normal question.
All right, Anna, what did you do this weekend?
I went to a small restaurant with a friend, and then we walked around downtown for a while.
Sounds nice. What kind of restaurant was it?
It was, I don't remember the word.
Okay.
It was a place where they serve food from different countries. There was Italian food, some Mexican dishes, and a few Asian dishes too.
Oh, I see. Maybe you mean an international restaurant?
That's the phrase I was looking for, an international restaurant.
And notice what Anna just did.
I didn't know the word immediately.
But you didn't stop speaking.
That's the skill I want everyone to practice. If you don't know a word, explain the idea using words you already know.
That's much better than going completely silent.
Think about it this way. If I forget the word umbrella, I can say the thing you use when it's raining.
If I forget refrigerator, I can say the cold place where you keep food.
If I forget the word pharmacy, I can say the store where you buy medicine.
People will usually understand you.
And sometimes they'll even give you the word.
Which means you learn something during the conversation.
Right. This is real communication. You're not trying to prove that you know every word in English. You're trying to share an idea.
I wish someone had explained that to me before my coffee shop experience.
What did you finally say?
I think I just said, sorry?
That's actually a useful response.
It is, but I said it with complete panic in my eyes.
Well, maybe we can improve the delivery.
Please.
If you don't understand someone, you don't need to pretend that you understood. You can simply say, "Sorry, could you say that again?"
Could you say that again?
Exactly. Or you can say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that."
That's a phrase learners hear quite often. What does "I didn't catch that" mean?
Good question. In this situation, "I didn't catch that" means I didn't hear or understand what you said. You're not physically catching anything.
So if someone speaks too quickly, I can say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that."
That's right. It's very natural and common in everyday American English.
I like that because it sounds calm.
And that's important. You don't need to give a long explanation. You don't have to say, "I'm so sorry, my English is very bad, and I have difficulty understanding native speakers."
I've heard learners say things like that.
Me too, and I understand why. They want the other person to know they're learning English.
But a short phrase is usually enough.
Much easier. "Sorry, could you repeat that?"
Or, "I didn't catch that."
Or even, "Sorry, one more time?"
That one is really simple.
Simple is good, Leo.
I think that's something English learners sometimes forget.
Definitely. People often believe fluent English must be complicated English.
Long sentences, difficult vocabulary,
Perfect grammar.
and maybe a dramatic British accent.
Why a British accent?
I don't know, it sounded impressive in my head.
Fair enough. But fluency isn't about sounding impressive every second.
So what is fluency?
For me, fluency is the ability to keep communicating. Maybe you pause. Maybe you change your sentence. Maybe you use a simpler word, but you continue.
I like that definition.
Let's imagine a learner wants to say, "I was disappointed with the service at the hotel."
Okay,
And they forget the word disappointed.
that's a problem.
Only if they believe there's just one correct way to express the idea.
I see what you mean.
They could say, "I wasn't happy with the service."
Much simpler.
And the meaning is clear.
So instead of searching for the perfect word, search for another way to express the idea.
That's a great habit. I call it finding another road.
Another road?
Imagine you're driving somewhere and one road is closed. Do you stop your car and live there forever?
I hope not.
You find another road.
That makes sense.
English works the same way. You want to use one word, but you can't remember it. That road is temporarily closed.
So, take another road.
Use easier words. Explain the idea. Give an example.
Can we practice that?
Of course. I'll give you a word, and you have to explain it without using the word.
All right, I'm ready.
The word is neighbor.
Okay, a person who... Wait,
Don't freeze.
right, another road. It's a person who lives close to your house.
Perfect.
That wasn't too difficult.
Next word, appointment.
It's when you plan to meet someone at a specific time, maybe a doctor or a dentist.
Very clear. Now let's make it a little harder. Exhausted.
When you're really, really tired and you have almost no energy.
There you go.
I actually feel more confident doing this.
Because you're teaching your brain that one missing word doesn't have to end the conversation.
That's powerful.
And this is something you can practice alone. Look around your room and choose an object.
Like a lamp?
Sure. Now imagine you don't know the word lamp.
It's the thing on my desk that gives me light.
Great. Choose another object.
Curtains.
Explain it.
They're,
Take your time.
they're the pieces of fabric that cover a window.
Excellent.
I paused for a second.
And nothing terrible happened.
That's another big fear, isn't it? Silence.
Absolutely. Many learners are terrified of a 2-second pause.
2 seconds can feel like 2 hours when someone is waiting for your answer.
But pauses are normal. Native speakers pause too.
We say, well, and let me think.
Exactly. Those small phrases can give you time to organize your thoughts.
Can you give us a few examples?
Sure. Imagine someone asks, "What's your favorite thing about living in your city?"
That's a good question. Let me think for a second.
Take your time.
I'd probably say the weather.
I'd probably say, "That's useful."
Very useful.
You can also say, "I've never really thought about that before."
That sounds extremely natural.
Because sometimes you genuinely haven't thought about the question before.
Can we try a real example?
Sure. Leo, if you could live anywhere in the world for 1 year, where would you live?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me think for a second.
Take your time.
I'd probably say Japan.
Interesting. Why Japan?
Well, I've always been interested in the culture, and I'd love to experience daily life there.
See how natural that sounded?
And I didn't answer immediately.
You didn't need to.
I used "that's a good question" and "let me think for a second."
Then you used I'd probably say.
Those phrases gave my brain time to work.
That's the idea. Sometimes the solution isn't learning 10,000 new words.
Sometimes you need better strategies for using the English you already know.
Exactly.
Anna, can I ask you something?
Of course.
What if the problem isn't vocabulary? What if you know what you want to say, but you're afraid of making a grammar mistake?
That's probably one of the biggest reasons people freeze.
Because you start checking every sentence in your head.
Right. You think, should I use the past simple, present perfect? Was it I have gone or I went? Wait, do I need to here?
And meanwhile, the other person is just standing there
Waiting.
and looking at you.
Which makes you more nervous.
And now you've forgotten the original question.
It's a terrible cycle.
So how do we break it?
We're going to do something that may feel uncomfortable for some learners.
I'm listening.
We're going to allow ourselves to make small mistakes.
I can already hear people saying, "But Anna, I want to speak correctly."
And you should continue improving your grammar. Grammar is important, but during a real conversation, communication has to keep moving.
So we're not saying grammar doesn't matter.
Not at all. We're saying that you shouldn't stop an entire conversation because you're afraid of one small mistake.
Can you show me what you mean?
Sure. Imagine someone says, "What did you do yesterday?"
Okay.
And a learner answers, "Yesterday I go to the supermarket and buy some food."
There are grammar mistakes.
There are. The correct sentence would be, "Yesterday I went to the supermarket and bought some food."
But I still understood the first sentence.
Of course, the learner successfully communicated the main idea.
So they can notice the mistake later and improve it.
That's right. Practice, notice, improve, and practice again.
Instead of thinking, "I made a mistake, I should never speak English again."
Please don't do that.
It sounds dramatic when I say it like that.
It does, but many learners quietly feel that way. One awkward conversation can destroy their confidence for an entire day.
Or longer.
So I want to ask everyone watching a question. Think about the last time you froze while speaking English.
Where were you?
Who were you talking to?
And most importantly, what were you afraid would happen?
Were you afraid of using the wrong word?
Were you worried about your pronunciation?
Did you think the other person would judge you?
Because understanding your fear can help you choose the right strategy.
And in the second part of our conversation, we're going to put these strategies into real speaking situations.
Including unexpected questions,
Definitely.
fast conversations,
Of course.
and that uncomfortable moment when you start a sentence but have no idea how to finish it.
Especially that one.
Good, because I've been there many times.
I think we all have, and that's where the real practice begins.
All right, Anna, you said the real practice begins now, so what are we going to do?
I'm going to put you in a few situations where English learners commonly freeze.
That sounds slightly dangerous.
You'll survive.
I'm trusting you.
Good. And everyone watching can practice with us. Listen to the question, imagine you're part of the conversation, and think about how you'd respond.
Are you going to give me time to prepare?
No.
Anna!
That's the point, Leo. Real conversations don't usually give you 5 minutes to prepare an answer.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
Situation number 1. You're at work and you're having lunch with a coworker. You've only spoken to this person a few times.
Okay, I can picture it.
I'll be your coworker. Hey, Leo, can I ask you something?
Sure, what's up?
What made you decide to learn English?
Oh,
You frozen.
I have.
Use a time phrase.
Right, that's a good question. I've never really thought about how to explain it.
Good. Keep going.
I'd probably say I started learning English because of music and movies, but later I realized it could also help me professionally.
That's interesting. Was English difficult for you when you first started?
Definitely. I could understand basic sentences, but speaking was... what's the word?
Don't ask me. Find another road.
Okay, speaking was the part that made me feel the most nervous.
There you go.
I was looking for a more advanced word.
But you didn't need one.
Speaking made me feel nervous, communicated my idea perfectly.
And the conversation continued.
I can see why this works. You're training yourself to respond instead of training yourself to be perfect.
That's a very important difference.
What's our next situation?
You're at a party.
I'm already nervous.
You don't know many people there.
Even worse.
Someone walks over and starts talking to you.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna.
Hi, Anna. I'm Leo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, how do you know Sarah?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Of course. How do you know Sarah?
Oh, I see. We used to work together a few years ago.
Really? Where did you work?
We worked at a small marketing company downtown. I was there for about 2 years.
Did you like it?
For the most part, yes. The work was interesting, but sometimes the schedule was very...
Another road.
Sometimes we worked long hours and I didn't have much free time.
Understood. That can be exhausting.
Exhausting. That's the word I wanted.
And you found it after you had already explained your idea.
Interesting.
This happens a lot. The word comes back when you stop desperately searching for it.
Why is that?
Because pressure can make speaking more difficult. The more you tell yourself, remember the word right now, the more stressed you become.
And the more stressed I become, the harder it is to think.
That's why learning to stay in the conversation matters so much.
I noticed something else in that conversation.
What did you notice?
When I didn't understand your first question, I asked you to repeat it.
You did.
And you didn't get angry.
Of course not.
I know that sounds obvious, but I think some learners imagine the worst possible reaction.
They do. They think the other person will say, "What? You didn't understand me? This conversation is over."
Which is probably not going to happen.
In most normal situations, the person will simply repeat the question.
Or maybe say it in a different way.
That's right, and you can ask for that too.
How?
You can say, "Sorry, what do you mean by that?"
What do you mean by that?
Or, "Could you explain what you mean?"
So there's a difference between not hearing and not understanding.
Good point. If I didn't hear you clearly, I might say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?"
But if I heard every word and still don't understand the meaning,
You can say, "Sorry, what do you mean by that?"
can we practice that?
Sure. Leo, are you a morning person?
Sorry, what do you mean by a morning person?
I mean, do you enjoy waking up early and doing things in the morning?
Oh, got it. In that case, absolutely not.
Really?
My brain needs at least 1 hour and a cup of coffee before I'm ready to communicate with the world.
That's very specific.
I've done extensive research.
I see.
But that was a good example. I heard the words morning person, but maybe a learner doesn't know that expression.
And instead of pretending to understand, they can ask.
I think pretending is another reason conversations become stressful.
Definitely.
Someone says something you don't understand, but you smile and say, yeah.
Then they ask a follow-up question.
And now you're in trouble.
For example, imagine I say, "Leo, have you ever gone camping?"
And imagine I don't know what camping means.
But you say, "Yeah, sure."
Okay.
Great. What's your favorite place to go camping?
My kitchen?
Leo.
I panicked.
This is why it's better to ask early.
Sorry, what does camping mean?
Exactly. And I could say, it's when you stay outdoors, usually in a tent.
Oh, understood. No, I've never gone camping.
Much easier.
And much less embarrassing than camping in my kitchen.
Definitely. Anna, I want to talk about another situation.
Go ahead.
What happens when someone speaks really fast?
Ah, the fast speaker. Every English learner knows this person.
They start speaking, and after 3 seconds, you're completely lost.
You understood hey and then nothing else.
So let's practice.
All right?
Imagine we're in an office. I'm going to give you some information.
I'm ready.
Hey Leo, just wanted to let you know that we're moving tomorrow's meeting to Thursday afternoon because David can't make it, and we'll probably use the conference room upstairs instead of the smaller room next to reception.
I'm sorry, could you say that a little more slowly?
Of course, the meeting is moving from tomorrow to Thursday afternoon,
Okay, Thursday afternoon.
and we'll probably meet in the conference room upstairs.
Got it. Thanks.
Perfect.
That was simple.
And notice that you said, "Could you say that a little more slowly?"
I didn't say you speak too fast.
Right, that could sound a little direct depending on your tone.
So asking the person to slow down is more natural.
You can say, "Sorry, could you say that a little more slowly?" Or maybe, "Sorry, I missed part of that."
That's another excellent phrase. I missed part of that.
It means you understood some information, but not everything.
Could I also confirm the information I understood?
Absolutely. In fact, that's a very useful conversation strategy.
Can you show us?
let's repeat the office situation. Leo, tomorrow's meeting has been moved to Thursday afternoon.
Sorry, just to make sure I understood, the meeting is on Thursday now?
That's right, Thursday at 2.
Got it. Thanks for clarifying.
Very natural.
I like the phrase, just to make sure I understood.
It's useful at work, at school, on the phone, at a doctor's office, in a store, almost anywhere.
Just to make sure I understood, you said the store closes at 7?
Perfect.
Just to make sure I understood, I need to bring my passport?
Very good.
Just to make sure I understood, my appointment is next Monday?
Exactly.
That's one phrase I definitely want to remember.
And here's another thing that can help you stop freezing. Build a small collection of phrases you can use in many conversations.
What kind of phrases?
Phrases that help you react naturally.
Like, that makes sense?
That's a great one.
I see.
Good.
That's interesting.
Very useful.
Really? What happened?
Perfect. These small reactions keep conversations moving.
I think some learners put a lot of pressure on themselves to constantly create long answers.
That's true, but conversation isn't a speech.
You don't need to talk for 5 minutes every time someone asks a question.
Sometimes a short answer followed by a question is much more natural.
Can we demonstrate that?
Sure. Ask me about my weekend.
Anna, did you have a good weekend?
I did. I spent most of Saturday with my family. How about you?
Mine was pretty quiet. I mostly stayed home and relaxed.
That sounds nice. Did you watch anything good?
I started a new series, actually.
Oh, really? What's it about?
See? The conversation is moving naturally.
Because we're reacting and asking simple questions.
No complicated vocabulary.
No perfect speeches.
No 5-minute grammar analysis before every sentence.
Exactly. If you don't know what to say, become curious.
Become curious.
Ask the other person a question.
That's actually very clever.
Someone says, I went to New York last weekend.
I can ask, was it your first time there?
Great.
Or what did you do there?
Perfect.
Did you enjoy it?
Exactly. You don't need to invent an amazing story about yourself. Show interest in what the other person is saying.
That also gives you a little break from speaking.
It does. You can listen, understand the answer, and then respond.
So if I'm nervous, questions are my friends.
Absolutely.
I wish I had known all of this years ago.
Let's go back to your coffee shop story.
Do we have to?
We do.
All right.
This time, we're going to repeat the situation using the strategies we've practiced.
My second chance.
You're standing at the counter.
I'm calm.
You're ready to order.
I'm confident.
Good morning. What can I get for you?
Hi, could I get a medium coffee and a chicken sandwich, please?
Sure. Do you want the sandwich toasted?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Would you like the sandwich toasted?
Sorry, what do you mean by toasted?
It means heated until the bread becomes warm and a little crispy.
Oh, I see. In that case, yes, please.
No problem. Anything else?
That's all, thanks.
Perfect.
Wow.
What?
I successfully bought my imaginary sandwich.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. It's been a long journey.
But notice what happened. You didn't understand me twice.
And the conversation still worked.
First, you didn't hear the question clearly.
So I said I didn't catch that.
Then you didn't understand the word toasted.
So I asked what it meant.
And after I explained it, you continued normally.
That's probably the biggest lesson from today's conversation.
What is it?
You don't need to understand everything immediately to have a successful conversation in English.
I completely agree.
You can ask someone to repeat.
You can ask them to speak more slowly.
You can explain a word you can't remember.
You can use a simpler sentence.
You can pause and say, let me think for a second.
And you can make a small grammar mistake and continue speaking.
And I think we should give everyone watching one final challenge.
I like that idea.
If you're watching this video and you often freeze when speaking English, I want you to answer one question.
And remember, don't search for the perfect answer.
Use the English you already have.
If you forget a word, find another road.
Ready? Here's the question.
What is one thing you really want to do in the next year?
Maybe you want to travel somewhere.
Maybe you want to find a new job.
Maybe you want to improve your English.
Or learn another skill.
Take a second. You can say, that's a good question. Let me think.
Then start with a simple sentence. In the next year, I'd really like to...
And finish the idea. Don't stop because your sentence isn't perfect. Keep communicating.
And if you want some extra practice, write your answer in the comments below.
Keep it simple. 1 or 2 sentences are enough.
The goal isn't to impress us.
The goal is to practice expressing your idea in English.
Before we finish, Anna, can I say one more thing? Of course.
If you freeze during your next English conversation, don't immediately decide
decide that you failed.
That's important.
Maybe you need 2 seconds to think. Maybe you need the other person to repeat a question.
Maybe one word disappears from your mind.
Those moments are part of real communication.
Use a phrase, ask a question, explain the idea differently, then continue.
The more often you do that, the more comfortable speaking will start to feel.
And little by little, you may notice something surprising. You freeze less often.
Not because you suddenly know every English word,
But because you know what to do when the perfect word doesn't come.
and that's real progress.
We hope today's conversation helped you feel more confident about speaking English in real life.
Remember, you don't need perfect English to start speaking. Use what you know, stay in the conversation, and keep practicing.
If you enjoyed practicing with us today, please like this video and subscribe to the English Talk channel.
Your support helps us continue creating natural English conversations for learners around the world.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep speaking.
We'll see you in the next conversation.
Goodbye for now, everyone.
And remember, if you forget a word, find another road.